Hey everyone. Right now I am tweaking Project Stray. I just got animations in for two of the characters. Had help from Gunslinger, who had was gracious enough to show me the example of it. And last night I spent a decent amount of time just studying the animation system, the animation blueprints, and all of that craziness for character animations. So here's the two characters with blueprints, animations that are in place. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to wrap my head around how I want to do the impulses for when the character dies and the ragdoll happens. See, now there's a complicated. The reason why this is complicated is the character only reacts to physics when it's told to simulate physics, which can only be done when the character is dead, right? So if you try to do something with the character while the character is alive, um, it causes problems because the character will not take the impulse because he was alive when the impulse was applied. So if you try to do it right as he takes damage, it causes problems. But um, so you have to apply damage and then check the health of the character first. So this is like the whole damage formula and everything like that um, that currently works in the game. Uh, so the first thing I do is I check to see if his health is equal to or below 0. And if that's true, then I set the animated mesh, the skeletal mesh to simulate physics. Now there's a bunch of other stuff that I had to do too, where I shut off the AI and make it so that the character can't do anything anymore. And if the character is like in the middle of shooting at you in the face, you'll let go of the trigger when he dies. All that is there. But I'm having a difficult time with like just figuring out how some weapons have an area of effect impulse because they explode, and some weapons have they just the impulse is directly applied to the character when they're dead. So I have to do a bunch of stuff here. Like for this one, I'll get an error if I try to apply an impulse when the character is not simulating physics. So I need to do a check for this branch here. Now I imagine that like it makes sense in a way, like if you get hit by a rocket, if the rocket hits you directly in the face, you're getting hit by a rocket which will apply an impulse to you. And then the explosion will also apply an impulse. Or at least that's kind of how I have it mapped out in my mind. I don't know. And there's also another complication too. The exploding barrels, for example, when these things blow up, yeah, they have to apply an impulse. Now, this seems to be working right now. In fact, oh, and the impulse needs to be based on damage as well. So that's 8,000. I'm applying an 8,000 impulse. Right now my main concern is adding a radial impulse. Now, for some reason, I don't think the radial impulse should happen. Should have to do the check because that's checking an area of effect. The problem is that I don't even think it's like happening right now. Like, let me see. print string. I don't know. I've been just trying to get this to be like acceptable. So I've been trying all kinds of like different little tweaks and fixes and just trying. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. In a little bit, I'm gonna go through and rebalance the weapon damages and stuff like that because I have a lot of problems with that as well. But in this particular case, the barrel exploding seems to at least behave correctly. Alright. Oh. Maybe there is a problem with the barrel exploding. Because the impulse was 0. Huh. Interesting. Oh! That worked. Alright, let me disable the other Team Fortress 2 mapping community. Let me disable the other impulse here. Because this like I'm also noticing that the numbers are having to be like really huge. And I'm probably doing things wrong. I don't know. I should probably be checking like the velocity of the projectile and stuff like that. But I'm just trying right now to just get something that's at least consistent and working every single time. And that's proving to be interesting. Also, I'm sorry that I didn't stream yesterday is because I was talking to Gunslinger and we were like getting animations in place for the characters. Alright. So let's see if this guy is dead. Oh jeez, where'd he go? What the? He just disappeared. He didn't even like. Oh man, that's insanity. So is 8,000 too much? See, this shit is just not consistent. There's problems going on here. Yeah, I mean, this should be fine. I don't understand why this is a problem right here. Print. Let me see. I think I saw this one already behaving. This one seems to already be working. Yeah, you know what? I may actually need to like check the position of the projectile for the area of effect, because grenades can be anywhere. They could be just in mid-bound. Whoops. Sometimes I don't understand what the hell that. Why are grenades suddenly like? Yeah. This is what I'm trying to see, like the impulse doesn't do anything until I hit him. At which case then he starts moving. In fact, it doesn't even apply the impulse. It doesn't even apply the impulse. So there could be some other kind of a bug going on here that's causing the hit result. You know, I probably don't even need the hit result. All I need to do is just pass the projectile's velocity and the location where the impact occurred. So the area of effect. That's probably all I really need to do. Like, but then there's also the exploding barrel, which doesn't seem to be. I hate this because it's like. Oh yeah, you see how you can do over damage now? That's another thing as well. So, yep, the barrel explosion happened at 0. Huh. For some reason, something's happening to the hit result. That's if it doesn't hit character, it's not counting it. Yeah, because there should be numbers displaying for everything. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, they're not playing their other animations yet. They have pain animation and they have a pain animation and a fire animation. I haven't hooked them up yet because I've been trying to get the ragdolls to work correctly, and that's a thing that is proving to be a bit of a pain in the ass, actually. So the barrel exploding happened at 0. Isn't the barrel interactive base like this is? Yeah. Barrel is not at 0. What in the fuck? It's not like the actor's destroyed or something. It takes a little while before I actually delete the actor. So, yeah, I don't understand that. So what's causing the hit results to 0 out if it doesn't hit something that's what I wanted to hit? Alright, I guess we're just gonna have to look at the full damage system here. So we got area of effect. It goes from projectile to area of effect. Now the area of effect, the hit result works correctly. Break. Alright, and let me mute these prints so that there's no confusion. Alright. So the area of effect, hit result, print. Impact point should pop up no matter what I'm shooting. So now when I play this and I fire my weapon, the area of effect should, you should see a text no matter what. I wonder what's going on with this. There it is. Okay, so it's all the pellets. Alright. That's all the pellets right there. Alright, so area of effect is working. Now area of effect is, Yeah, okay. So, oh man, this gets complicated. So it only passes the hmm. So all this right here is for if the attacker is the same as the NPC, enemies can't hurt themselves, and they don't think they can hurt uh classes of the same type. But spawn area of effect standard. So that's all happening here. Yeah, this is only for NPC bases and stuff like that. Huh. So I never actually pass. I never pass any of this through when creating an area of effect. Uh, I never actually deal like damage. Oh shit. So if this cast fails and this cast fails, I need to ah shit. I don't even know, man. It's so annoying that I can't just apply an impulse that always works. Like if the character isn't simulating physics, then the impulse won't do anything, so the character doesn't react to being shot. Man, that's yeah, this is gonna be a rough one because I'm not exactly sure how I wanna solve this. So let's see. So the problem is that if a rocket doesn't hit a character, the rocket never actually creates an area of effect that I can use an impulse for. The only time any of this goes into a damage, to create damage, which is a spawn actor status damage effect, um, is if it hits a character that takes damage. So I never actually apply an impulse. Fuck. Man, that sucks. So, area of effect base. I guess the area of effect itself will have to, they'll have to actually be like an extension right here that with a slight delay, just like I did with the barrel, that just creates, uh, an area of effect impulse. And in here, I guess I'm just not going to be doing it here. Because I need a rocket that hits a wall to, apply an impulse to a character. Okay, maybe that's not that bad. Like talking myself through this. Maybe that's actually not that bad because I can simplify this a little bit. I don't need to be so thorough on my checks. Yeah, I don't have to have like a whole bunch of execution pins. Alright, if the character's health is less than or equal to 0, then simulate physics, which is perfectly good. And then apply an impulse based on the projectile, which this is pretty consistent. This seems to work. The only problem with this I found is that well, no, it seems to work fine actually. Like, why do I even need to do this check anymore? Yeah, that simplifies this. This works. But with that said, here in area effect base, if hit result, if neither of these casts prove to be true, then I needed to just do an yeah, I guess based on its radius. I just do an impulse here and have it do its thing. Now, I guess I have access to the weapons information. That's kind of cool. Actually, yeah, I could actually check on the weapons information to apply this impulse. I can even give it a slight delay. Just like a tiny bit. Something that's really not noticeable. Right here. Right. And alright, so like I guess the neat thing about this is like this is seriously in the trenches. I'm really seriously like there's already a whole bunch of shit that already exists and I'm trying to problem solve with like in a situation where in fact, you know what? I don't even need to do the hit result. I can just do the position of the area of effect because this this is where the hit is. Like the area of effect is the position. So again, yeah. Like I don't even need to do anything with the hit result, honestly. And I guess the strength of the explosion can be based on something uh somewhat arbitrary. All right, now let's see. Let me disable this right here. Mm, let me just disable this part right here. The character is dead. Alright, so there should be a crazy ass impulse that gets applied. Yeah, nothing's happening. Okay. Let me go into area of effect base and do a print string. Is this should be applying a pretty hefty impulse based on the radius. Yeah, like this actually should be pretty good radius and stuff like that. Like numbers check out. Oh, the numbers check out, but the fucking impulse isn't happening. Does radio impulse just not work the way I think it does? Because I swear I've seen the barrel, the exploding barrel seems to work, and that's doing its thing. Maybe maybe the radius isn't good for what I need. Maybe. I'll do the cone. Because the cone is at least a static mesh. It's invisible, but I'm fairly certain that the this guy. Alright. I swear I saw this working before. Huh. It's just not applying. It should apply an area of effect. But maybe it has to like maybe I have to do this check a second time or something like that. Ugh. Effect list. Okay. Maybe this needs to be done where let's see. Let me get the effect list. I'm not clearing the effect list at all, am I? For each loop. Yeah. All right. Do I have to be applying it to the mesh? Yeah, fuck. I gotta do... Or maybe maybe the number isn't big enough. Yeah, shit. Before I start doing all this other crazy stuff, maybe, like, just set this up so that it's, like, something insane has to happen. Because this should be working. Like, why would I be able to do an area of effect if I have to specify the exact fucking, you know, mesh that needs to be affected by it? Like, what's the point of that? Okay. It's doing nothing. It's not doing anything to him at all. Alright, so maybe I need to do something. This is stupid. Okay. So, let's test this. Alright, if it passed this, actor location. Yeah, the target has to be the mesh. Okay. So adding another calculation on top of all this other shit, but that's not super horrible. The problem with that is that now the explosion's not going to affect the character before he's dead. Okay. Oh! Okay. Yeah, let's not do 80,000. Let's try 1,000. See, now the problem though is that again, I can't apply the impulse until the character's already dead. So I guess what I have to do is I have to, while I'm doing all these calculations, figure out where I want impulses to be, and then apply them all right after the character is dead, accordingly. So alright. Alright, so man. This is kind of a whole nother process. Like, I have to do an awful lot now just for getting this. I mean, I guess just for roller skates, I could probably try. And just, yeah. Just repeat this down here with a slight delay. And just have this be the actor location, have all this stuff, calculate the effects list well after damage has already been applied, because there's a slight delay. Alright. So I'm just doing it again. I mean, right now I just want to see it working. Alright. So yeah, actually, I mean, it's really not that expensive, honestly. But I guess check the health. Yeah, I'd probably do like a whole thing where I check the health. I do that here, don't I? No. Here I just use the prop mesh. Man. Yeah, I gotta do the same thing here as well. See, I don't mind the explosions being applied like a fraction, 1% of a second after the impact, because it's a little bit more realistic. Like, the explosion doesn't quite fan out. It's not like super unrealistic that you would see like the explosion and then the person would start flying. You know what I mean? Like, you'd see just a little bit of the explosion and then the force is applied. So it's not like this is having like a tiny delay like that is bad. I don't think. But I do kind of wish that I had a radial impulse that automatically just grabbed everything that it was supposed to be hitting and just applied it. And but I guess I have to, yeah, I have to actually cast a second time. Well, this is only going to happen if it's an explosion. But with that said, that should work. Now, overlapping actors, and then I cast, yeah. So anything that's a phys object that I want these explosions to apply, I have to do this calculation a second time. I guess. Hmm. Yeah. So like I grab this and alright. It isn't prop mesh. It has to be the mesh. Get mesh. Apply that. The impulse starts at my location. The impulse is 8,000. This is only if the object explodes. And I can set the, like the radius and stuff like that later. 200 is probably kind of a large radius, but not really. -2 health. Hold on. Alright, it's working. Wait, why isn't it? Maybe it is applying the physics? Alright, oh, okay, yeah, it's just not enough. 8,000. Yeah, the weapon used. And then I have to, like, look at the, oh god, what was the... Weapon stats, item attributes, weapon projectile, projectile amount, glow, projectile speed tracer, uh, a lot of stuff here. It's pretty good for passing off like how hard the projectile should be hitting. I need to pass all this over into the to the character base when you take damage. Projectile size. I think there was like an impact flash, color, and impact effect size, right? Yeah, because if I look at the, I'm going to be opening up the weapons anyway soon anyway, so. But if I grab like heavy weapons, take a look at the, no, these are advanced, whoops. I want, see, a rocket launcher. Impact effect size is 5.0. Huh. Oh, yeah, this is multiplying an area of effect object in size. So I guess I have to be mindful of the different mathematical calculations there, but if it's greater than 1, then it's not being scaled. That means that it's not really meant to be an area of effect. I mean, if it's not greater than 1, so I'll branch. Alright, if greater than 1, then do this. If not, print not area of effect, not AoE. Alright, so when I'm firing my regular weapons, I should see not AoE, but if I use my rocket launcher or something like that, it should be. With that said, I'm going to go ahead, and one of the things that I need to do, that's just one of the things I need to fix in general, is making sure that the rocket launcher, like all of the area of effect explosive weapons like the auto rocket launcher and the rocket launcher have larger AoEs. So, not 10 times, but let's try 8. And what's the auto rocket launcher at? Is 4. Let's try 6. Howitzer. I'll just leave the howitzer alone. Minigun. Minigun's area of effect size is 1, so it's not an AoE weapon. Okay. So let's see how this goes. Not AoE. Not AoE. AoE. Oh, yeah. Even his weapons. Where'd he go? I don't even see him anymore. Holy shit. he just flew across. Let's cut that in half. He just went like all the way. And I guess for this as well, like man. Man, see, that time it... So it, like, basically does nothing? Okay, I really don't like how inconsistent this is. I cut it in half. Oh, this is the interactive base, so yeah. Well, it probably has it's probably exhibiting the same problem anyway. But yeah, like what the fuck, man? So okay, so area of effect base, right? Okay, radial impulse. 4,000. The enemy doesn't even react to being shot anymore. Like, you blow a bomb up right next to him, and nothing happens. Right? What the fuck, man? Effect size is changed on... Yeah, when the area of effect spawns, it Alright, so the enemies just simply don't fucking react. Alright. That look like a reaction? Oh yeah, I don't need to pick shit up. These should do nothing. So if I fire a bomb right here... What the fuck? So it's either like the enemy completely flies across the map or nothing happens at all. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. I see. So the radius check is failing because the character's ragdoll is actually flying outside. Is actually flying outside of the character's capsule. So if it's flying outside of the character's capsule, then it's not applying the impulse. So like it happens once when they're still inside of their capsule, but after that, if they fly too far away from the capsule, then nothing happened anymore. So the reason why this is so inconsistent is because I'm not always applying the damage at all. So there it is. So the damage isn't being applied half the time because I have to be checking for... Yeah, I can't just use the effect list. I have to like all ragdolls or something like that. Get overlapping ragdolls. Get overlapping components. I don't know, man. So like radius get for each loop. Now, this is kind of weird because it makes a lot more sense that I would do this way anyway, and the nice thing about this is I don't have to cast a second time. So I can essentially just do away with all this mess. Just get overlapping components. And then just apply that. Oh wait, I gotta check to see, is simulating physics. Alright, if it's simulating physics, true, branch, because branch, and yeah, boom, there we go. I guess that was what I was doing wrong. This is nice because I don't have to cast a second time. I already said that. But get overlapping components with the radius. If impact effect size is greater than 1.0, then there you go. Makes sense. So alright. My kitty cat's healthy. Okay. Alright, let's see. Rocket. And it ain't working. Oh, maybe the impulse is too low again. Yeah, let me just see if it's actually being run. Yeah, I'm reading chat. Is chat messing up on me or something? Is anyone putting anything in chat? I don't see anything. I actually got a message. Is chat like messed up? Huh. You know, I don't know what's going on. If chat isn't reporting like stuff, then huh. What the hell? Why would chat be like messed up and not let me try because I had it popped out for a while. Let me close it and like reopen it or something. What the hell? Seriously? That's a thing that can happen? Yeah, let's just refresh it. What's going on with this, man? Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm sorry. I am reading chat. I was wondering why there was just no activity. Let me go over everything real quick, because apparently chat just wasn't like reporting to me. This looks awesome. Let me check something. You can always nativize your blueprints with a Blueprint C++ tool, and use. And if you're concerned with performance costs of blueprints, is it getting stuck in Geo? Oh no. The voxel art looks awesome. Thank you, Snail Mail. I don't know why I wasn't seeing your messages, man. I don't know what's going on. Usually I'm really responsive to chat. Like, I don't understand what the hell happened wrong. Yeah. Zombie Doll's like, that's why Twitch is better. Uh, what to do? And then Gunslinger comes in. Hey, Gunslinger, do not think he's reading chat. That'd be weird. He always does. Yeah, it would be. Let me tag him on Discord. If he's offline, I cannot. I hit him up on Discord. Ah, okay. I wonder who helped you with ragdolls. Thanks, Gunslinger. I was putting stuff in chat for a bit, just no reply. Yeah, normally I reply every single, like, almost to a fault, because I don't get any work done because I'm so busy, like, just talking. Almost to a fault, probably to a fault, because I'm, like, supposed to be doing stuff, and I'll just usually leave the editor running while I'm chatting. Just no reply might be messing up. Big problems for Snail for noticing it. No worries. Sometimes chat messes up. Okay. Yeah. Like, let's see. Did you have any questions? I'm not too worried about the performance cost of the blueprint so far. As long as I don't start casting stuff in, as long as I'm not doing an event tick and then, like, just casting every frame, I don't notice performance problems with blueprints, really. But this whole, like, nativizing thing seems to be interesting. I have my ever since I updated to the newest version, I had to nativize my it was giving me errors until I nativized all of my HUD elements and stuff like that. So, all right. So from now on, I'm reading chat unless chat decides to, like, die on me again, which would be annoying, pretty damn annoying. So somebody say something, just so I can see. That'll probably take a couple of seconds, but so Gunslinger and everything like that. I have the animations hooked up. I watched the videos 656 plus 46454. I went through most, like, 90% of the videos last night, and I have a pretty good grasp of what's going on with animation montages. Blends is basically just taking two animations and blending them together based on a variable. Really, really, really slick stuff. I don't really see myself making too much use of the montages. UE4 just got super support for input mapping in 4.17. Oh, I already have input mapping because I use a options menu that I bought off the marketplace that has, like, you can rebind your keys. So it's already hooked up. As long as this doesn't break, I'll be happy. If that's the input mapping that you're talking about, unless you're talking about something else. Audio fairly low. So, aside of getting the attack animations and the flinch animations in place, I've been focused on just getting the ragdolls. Because the ragdolls are a bit of a problem, and the ragdolls also entail other things as well. So you'll notice now when I'm damaging enemies, you might notice that I allow you to do overkill damage. See how he's negative 91? And he's negative 102? So the overkill damage system is going to be how I determine for dismemberment and just generally jibbing the entire character. So, like, if you over damage a character beyond, like, a certain percentage of their max health, if it goes below, like, a certain value, you blow the character apart. Like, the character just completely explodes. So if I hit somebody directly with a rocket and it does like it brings him down his health down below a certain value below zero. He might not even just use the regular dismemberment where you see like a body part fly off. He just completely just like liquefies. I'm talking about input remapping directly in Blueprint and saving it out to a config file. Ooh. Animation montages are great, are awesome for fire animations. Oh yeah, you know montage might come in handy for like the minigunner because he has to have a thing where the barrel spins and he's doing this, right? So that's a montage. And then when he stops, like the barrel just spins down and he just continues doing it. And then you might even want to have the barrel still spinning down while he's walking because his feet are moving and stuff like that. Or, I don't know. Yeah. There's definitely room for it. But I got a pretty solid idea of what's going on. The only thing I don't have a solid idea of is how to use Blender to make my own animations, which is probably next. But right now it's really killing me trying to get the ragdolls, man. Because there's a complication with the ragdolls. I haven't quite figured it out yet, and maybe you guys can help me with this. Okay, you can't apply an impulse to a character while he's still alive because he's not simulating physics. But when he dies, after he takes damage, then I have to apply the impulse in order for him to like fly away or like move back and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, if you need help with Blender, let me know. Yeah, seriously, like I'm probably going to be like going over tutorials on how to like do simple animations in Blender. Um for the minigunner, you can set it up so you have 3 parts: spin in, spin loop, and spin out inside the montage. And you know what's nice about that is the spin in, spin out, and spin loop. I can have the sound play for the barrel spinning. Actually be part of using them on the notifications. I might be calling it the incorrect name, but there's notifies that you can put in the animation thing, and that's like for spawning particle effects and all that shit too. The characters could be using a little bit of a different system than the player does. Oh, you're Headclot? Hey Headclot, how's it going, man? I recognize you. I think I've seen your stuff on Twitter too. What kind of... Yep. Yeah, any kind of examples right now would be great. The one thing that's just killing all my productivity at the moment is trying to figure out how I want to get these, like, how... I'm running into all kinds of just weird problems when it comes to, like, when to apply impulses to the ragdoll, how to apply impulses to the ragdoll. Like, I have, generally speaking, figured out the main problem. The main problem for applying impulses when the character takes damage and stuff like that is pretty simple. That's this. I just take the damage hit results and apply an impulse based on the impact point. Wait, that wouldn't be it would be the trace start. Well, yeah, I might have to actually pass the weapon's velocity, so I might actually pass the weapon into damage so that I can actually have like the speed that the projectile is moving. But basically the velocity of the projectile, and this all works. Like this works 100%, even if it doesn't quite make sense because I'm passing a pretty tiny vector here. from the trace start to the trace end. Maybe it would probably have made more sense. But this reliably works, and the characters fly backwards and stuff. One problem I am having though is the demon. Man, that guy's ragdoll. Like, I'm gonna have to re-import it or something because he's just a mess. He turns into like a pile. So like, yeah. These impulses are easy. Oh wow, they both drop shit? What the fuck? Yeah. Though that one's easy. Montages are for animations that should be played instantly. Don't be too shy to use them. Yeah. I think it's probably better just, I don't know, to use a montage for like if there's like a grouping of animations, but I think that if I just need like a one-shot animation where the character like fires a gun, I don't know if you really need a montage for that. Montages, was it? Oh, fucking the anims, man. Dude, they make a really big difference. They make a really big difference. I'm not focusing on that right now, but if you can look at the animations, like, on some of the characters, I'm gonna, like, run around for a second. Yeah, fuck that guy. Alright, so like like I just get him to play his I might change his attack animation. But cuz I kind of want him to just like do some kind of a weird thing like that, but or like I think he kind of already does that actually. And then there are these guys. Barrel did not imply an impulse. Damn it. Alright, so you have the pistol guy here. Yeah. I need to get him like playing his attack. His pistol animation is probably gonna be really simple though. Because he's just gonna play the every time he fires the weapon. These guys kind of just turn into a pile of polys in their feet. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with that. And I swear I put constraints on this. I put constraints on the foot. I don't know what the hell's going on with the foot. But anyway. Yeah, anim montage, you can even add anim notifies, which are events that get fired at a certain point. I made a pistol fire anim already. Yeah, I haven't hooked it up yet because I've been so focused on just trying to get the ragdolls in place, because the ragdolls also are a bigger system because now that I have overkill damage, I can do jibbing where the character completely flies apart if you over damage him too much. And then I can also do stuff like calculating which body parts took a lot of damage during the overkill process or something like that, so you can blow his head off. But before I get to anything like that, I want to at least have the ragdolls behaving correctly. Now, this stuff right here, where the regular guns just apply an impulse, this is easy. This is simple. All it does is check to see if the character's health is equal to or below 0, and if it's true, then simulates physics and blah blah blah, right? Now, I need these exploding barrels to apply a radial impulse, and I need area of effect from uh, weapons that explode to apply an impulse. And yeah, I'm not having any luck with this. Like, I don't know. Oh, before I forget, make organs for the characters and put them inside them. So when you get, so when you add gibs, it adds that extra bit of gore. I might just spawn more stuff, like all kinds of like generic like giblets. When that process happens, I might spawn like just gore, like fucking um voxeled gore that just gets like. Oh, I want the explosions to be satisfying, and I want the characters flying backwards and reacting to explosions and stuff like that to be really satisfying. Like if a character gets hit with an explosion and doesn't take the full amount of over damage, then like you see his legs and arms like get blown off randomly, and shit like that. I want to see that kind of stuff. Like, so there's got to be a whole system for that. Get all the ragdolls in an area, then spawn a radial impulse at the location of the barrel. Then get the direction of the barrel to the enemy and use that to apply a force to like the torso of the ragdoll. Oh yeah. I guess like when it comes to explosions, the characters should also have a tendency to fly upwards, not just away, right? I mean that makes sense. Uh Let me see if I can at least if this is at least working, because I found another problem with the way that I've been doing the calculations for applying damage to characters. Well, I don't apply damage to like static meshes and stuff like that, right? So during this phase of the area of effect, basically I get all of the overlapping objects in here. Then I make sure that the initial target is in there if it is not already, because sometimes that can happen as well. Like if you walk into fire, like just like a ambient effect, um, or something like that, you might have to apply the initial target. Um, anyway, with that said, I forget exactly what was the reason for that, but there is a reason for that. I check to see if it's a character base. If it's not, then it's an interactive base. Now, interactive bases are like destroyable, like miscellaneous objects, like anything that would classify as like breakable walls, blowing up barrels, exploding barrels, and stuff like that. And those guys get damage applied to them in a certain way where uh, the level of the weapon is used as the effect level and all that jazz, right? So like, so anyway, the point that I'm getting to is that in this entire system, I've neglected the idea that I might fire a rocket at the monster's feet, and the area of effect of the rocket exploding might might hit the monster and deal damage to him, but the area of effect is only hitting his capsule, so to speak. It's only hitting the character, and it's not really calculating around his ragdoll. His ragdoll can like fly off and be like sitting somewhere on the ground in some random place, right? So I'm having like issues. Oh man, I'm having all kinds of weird stuff, and I'm having a hard time explaining it because I'm still trying to understand exactly what's going on with this, and I need to get it right. Okay, just a suggestion. Uh, oh, let's see. Get all ragdolls in area. Blah. Alright, I saw that. You can also add get actor up vector. I saw that. Get all actors then, and get the static skeletal mesh, then apply the force for to that. You see, the thing is that the area of effect can't just look for the capsule component, because the skeletal mesh may actually be sitting outside of the capsule component in some random place. That's the problem I just ran into. Anyway, let me see if I can get this to at least spit out what is in the area of effect, and see if maybe there's some other problem. Get the name of the... Alright, so there's other stuff too. You can't apply an impulse to a character while he's still alive. I already mentioned that. Yeah. I apply AoE like damage effects and stuff like that after that. Get all actors, then, and get the static skeletal mesh, and then apply the force to that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I have to apply it to the, even if it's a radial impulse, I still have to apply it to the mesh. Oh wait, yeah, skeletal mesh is simulating physics. I'm trying this one right now. Let me see if this works. Okay. Alright. It's kind of funny. He's all the way up to 360. Okay, he would have jibbed, like, completely. So, if I shoot here... Great, it's getting itself. That's awesome. There's the demon imp, though. Huh. Alright. So on the character base, right here, this is where I deal the damage to the health, right? And, this is where I just get the hit result, and I simply, you know, get the vector of the last trace, which is basically the velocity of the projectile. Simply because the trace starts, well, it's not the velocity of the projectile, because it might hit something sooner. But yeah, this is messed up. But at least this is working consistently. But oh man. So when the exploding barrel, for example, explodes, right? It gets all actors that are around it, which actually it probably only needs to do character base. Oh. Class filter. I wonder if it gets children within that, or if it only does like a very specific. Alright, so this is the base character. Right. So the explosion happens here, and it deals the damage, and then the area of effect starts to bloom out in a very short delay. Like a clean level with no distractions. Yeah. I probably need to just set up a box level or something like that. One thing that is kind of nice is that I tend to spot bugs while I'm testing like this, but so the barrel when it explodes, it should, at this point, apply the impulse of with a strength of 8,000 and a radius of 200, right? To everything that's around it. He just fell over. Yeah. It's like it works sometimes, and then other times it completely fails. It's using the origin of the barrel itself, that's the exploding barrel, right? And then, right now, okay, this is an exploding barrel, right? This is where the barrel applies damage. Basically, it just does overlapping actors, and it detects if it's a player, if it's character base, or if it's an interactive. If it's interactive, it applies a set amount of damage. If it's a character base, then it goes off of the level of the attacker, right? So when you blow up the barrel, it's based on the damage it does is based on the level of the person who blew the barrel up. Now, right after I apply that, I do another area of effect check to get all character base actors, right? And then I do a check to get their mesh, and then I apply a radial impulse based on the location of the barrel, right? I'm just simulating physics. I've actually managed to get it to work to a point where I managed to get it to work to a point where it's supposed to, like, where the character's AI shuts off properly and all that stuff, and it just works better because it also gets rid of all the ragdolls when you die, and you, like, you know, fast travel and stuff like that. It just works a lot better that way. So if I apply the damage here and I have a very short delay, that means that it should go through character base, apply, and, you know, and get to this point where it's like if the character's health is less than or equal to, then I simulate physics. Maybe it doesn't always happen. Let me see. I feel like this is such a fucking mess right now because it's like I'm trying to just figure out what I should, you know, like what's the best method for this branch. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. Now I have the exploding barrel should apply an impulse that's an area of effect from the center of the barrel, which is what I'm doing right here. That's the actor's location, and it should just be an area of effect with a radius of 200 and a strength of 8,000, right? And it seems like anytime I do get it to work, the character, like, takes off into outer space. But if I change this number from anything to under, like, 8,000, it either, like, the character mesh doesn't move at all, or I don't know, or it just doesn't seem to work. So, like, print. Simulating. Now the exploding barrel should fucking like always kill the target. Well, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't always, because you have like meatier enemies like the minigunner and the grenadier. So that's that. The only reason why it's complicated like this is because you can't, like, you have to confirm that the character is dead when you apply the impulse. And the impulse, the impulse isn't just it has to be applied to the mesh. It's not just like an impulse that happens like in space and then like everything that's simulating physics is automatically affected. Like it has to specify, so it's an area of effect that has to, where you have to specify every one of the components that's hit by it. And then on top of that, if the character is outside of his capsule, if like the ragdoll is outside of the capsule, then it'll fail this, and it'll never even add him to the check for this to even occur. It's a mess, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. So like this is just the exploding barrel. Now I also have weapons that are explosives, like the rocket launcher, and I have, you know, things like that, and I have to detect whether or not the area of effect, which is actually not too bad because I have that access to that right here, right? But it would be a lot easier in general if I was able to do everything right here where the character's taking damage to apply the impulse correctly, but it doesn't work that way. I think maybe the only way I'm going to be able to do this is to like figure out where all the impulses need to happen to what character, and then just like have like a function that runs that like grabs whatever the impulse needs to be here or some shit. I don't know. But the only thing that I have working that's consistent right now is this. Yeah, the characters have to be dead. You can't apply the impulse to a living character because he's not going to be simulating physics. Hey Mickey, what's up? If the barrel gets hit, then detect objects inside barrel explosion radius. If object is inside of the radius, then create vector from the barrel center to object position. Create projectile with that vector. Yeah, that works except for this one problem. The ragdoll moves outside of the character's radius. So the ragdoll isn't detected as a character. So if I blow a guy up like on one side of the map and he flies all the way and lands somewhere, and then I start firing rockets or blow up a barrel next to his dead body, the barrel doesn't detect him anymore because his capsule component is still all the way out over there. His actual actor is all the way somewhere else, and it doesn't. And now all of a sudden all of my my detection of like doing like the overlapping actors in the sphere, you know, the radius, no longer detects them anymore. So I'm trying this over here as well, where it just grabs overlapping components. That gets everything though. This might actually be the answer. It's a mess. But if I can at least just get the barrel working, that would be nice. That'd be really nice. Alright, let me see if, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna fucking put a barrel and a goddamn imp in here. Entities. Let's see, alright. There's the barrel. Whoops. I forgot to put a demon here. Alright. Actually, just for good measure, I'll put the security guard. Okay. Oh, fucker sees me right away. I didn't realize that they see you from like behind. I thought you can get behind them. Weird. I don't know if the ragdoll actually applies to the character component. I'm sure there's actually like steps to this. I mean, I've looked around a little bit. Yeah, see, that barrel's not like. Why is he fucking like seeing me? All right. Oh, that looked like it applied an impulse to him. That looked like it actually did what it was supposed to do, because my shotgun don't do that. Let me see. Let me kill him next to the barrel. All right, my weapon does not apply an impulse. Oh. Yeah, see, the barrel works. The barrel works when his capsule component is simulating. Not simulating, simulating. All right, so it did the calculation twice. No, it only breaks one time. Did it detect him twice or something? Oh, maybe there's more. Oh, I was in the radius. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I got hit by the barrel. Yeah, okay. So he was simulating. So the radius is 200. You know what? I have a feeling that a lot of the confusion that's going on here might just simply be because I need to apply a regular impulse as well. And just like give it a little bit of a Z. He needs to be popped up into the air. Like, yeah, like, actually, that's gotta be it. So before I do this, I want to, alright. Yeah, yeah. I have a feeling the problem is simple, that he's just like, alright, so actor location, let me break this. And then, just for clarity, I'll break this as well. Alright, so I break this one, and then I'm not really doing anything with these two. And, wait, do I really need to do anything for the vector? The vector only needs to just be pointing upward, right? Let me put 1,000 up, right? And then have that get applied first. I think this impulse actually needs to be based on the, yeah, because it's the location. Now it's going to be pointing to the center of the world. So it does need to be like plus. I do need to break this. All right. So now I have these coordinates. For a second there, I thought I can get away with it. These will be normal. I don't care. And then this one's going to be plus 1,000. Oh God. Let's try. Yeah. All right. That'll be Z. And Z is vertical. I'm assuming Z is vertical. Hey, Zebrazilla. Watching me stumble on this. Alright, so if you get hit by this explosion, it should now, like, send him flying upwards. Okay, suck. I suck at math or something. Oh! It helps if I plug it in. That's kind of an important part of the whole thing. And it also needs to apply to the mesh. This is messy. I'll clean this up once I see it working. Alright, that didn't do shit. Huh. My stream died. Why did my stream die? Seems to be okay right now. Maybe 1,000 is just not enough in a world filled with needing at least 8,000 to do anything. Unless Z is not what I think it is, but I'm pretty sure Z is. On a vector, plus... Oh, maybe it needs to be multiplied. Because I'm probably not adding very much or something. Let's try 1,000. That's gonna be a lot. I want to see this motherfucker hit the ceiling. No. He's not flying straight up in the air. Alright, the only thing I want him to do is fly into the air when the barrel hits him. And it says he's simulating. Is it like sending him through the floor? What the fuck? All right. I'm stumped. What the fuck? Why would it like? Why is this? This should send him up, right? I just apply an impulse. I got the character. I know he's simulating, unless it says he's not, but I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, he's simulating. I wasn't simulating because I got hit by the barrel, but... Well, what's going on with this? Why wouldn't he just be flying straight up into the air? Is it just not enough of an impulse? Oh, there he goes. I guess that was it. I think he flew through. He flew through this. Whoops. Okay. Which way did he go? Hey, what the hell? All right, let's try half of that. What did he... You went so far and so fast. Wait, so 1,000 does nothing? I'm pissed. Okay, because what the fuck? 1,000 does nothing. 2,000 sends him... Alright, is he just going to disappear because he... So okay, 2,000 sent him flying that way. Oh, he's going down or something. Yeah. It was plus. Alright, let's try 2,000. I guess times 2,000, that's, He was flying faster than, like, all of the projectiles, like a railgun slug. He was, like, taking off. Alright, let's try this. Alright, I got hit by that. Okay, so that didn't do very much. Alright, let's go all the way up to, 10,000. Alright. 20,000. Did I add an extra? I added another 0. Alright. Here goes, guys. It takes 20,000? It takes 20,000. $20,000. Wait, that's not 20,000. It took 200,000 impulse. Alright, let's see how consistent this is. I'm gonna run through the map just shooting barrels. And see if I send some of these guys like different varying. Alright. 200,000 to get him to just do that. There's some kind of fucked up math going on. This can't be right. So is this gonna be consistent? I have to like apply a 200,000 impulse? 200,000? 200 fucking thousand. Alright. Hold on a second. Okay, right. Let me see what's going on here. Alright, this is what Gunslinger's got going on here. Yeah, I mean that's easy. They're already dead. Try doing it to a character that's alive, and make sure that you do enough damage to them. That's the trick. The trick is applying the impulse when the character is properly simulating physics. That means that they have to be dead. So I'm applying a 200,000 impulse, and then I have a radial impulse with a strength of 8,000, so that the character flies away. So up and away. Let's try making this 100,000. Seriously. It's not that easy, dude. You have to apply the damage. If you have an exploding object, the exploding object has to deal the damage and then apply the impulse, right? He's at 408. Alright, let's see. Oh? I guess the exploding barrels appear to be doing stuff. Alright, so I just, so I apply an impulse of 100,000. I guess that's gonna be the case for a lot of things, but maybe I'll turn this to 50,000. See, the thing is that I'm not just doing this in a a test example. I have a whole entire damage system that has to apply, like whether or not the character has armor and all this other stuff, and then I also have objects that explode independently and also deal damage in an area of effect. So I can't just be like, oh, Boolean, if the character's dead, apply this. It's like it's not as simple as that. You have to be like paying attention to external objects that might be dealing damage, and then the whole entire damage formula has to go through, and then the impulse. Ugh, it's a mess. It's not really that straightforward. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty funny. But I have rocket launchers. I have weapons that do area of effect damage. That also deal independent damage if the projectile also hits the target. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's not like oh it's just check a Boolean, if the character's dead then apply an impulse. The character isn't dead yet until after I apply the damage. there's a chicken before the egg thing going on here. Well, every weapon does different impulses. That's the other thing too. It's got to be based on like the amount of damage that's done. Now, the only thing I could think of where I'd be able to make this really easy, which I guess I'm probably going to have to do, is just um, I figure out if the character is dead here. This is after I deal damage to the character, right? But there's several other objects that all, like the exploding barrel is a completely separate object. So I think maybe what I have to do is just figure out when I deal damage, figure out what the vector needs to be, and then just apply that vector, no matter what it is. So I can't just be like applying these. I am doing damage first, and then I apply forces to the dead character, meaning if the blast would have killed him, he will ragdoll. Uh, yeah, but I have different things to calculate whether or not the character. It's not. I don't think it's the same thing because I have the area of effect, right? I have the projectile that's hitting the target, which also spawns an area of effect. The area of effects have to say like what the what the impulse, what the AOE impulse is going to be. But then the area of effect also then spawns the damage system, which is status effects, which is a whole nother system for like dealing like adding health, removing health. So there's a whole system there for like adding and removing health. What I have to do is I have to figure out what the impulse is going to be when I deal the damage. That's it. Yeah, but what's the impulse going to be after everything's already done? I have to pass what the impulse is going to be when I'm doing all of the stuff to the character. That's the thing that I'm not doing. And I guess that's the only real way to do it. So, like, all the stuff that happens to the character has to be tallied up and apply the impulse to him after he's dead. So I have to, yeah, because, like, everything that happens here, I'm going to have like a damage vector or an impulse vector or something like that. And then if the character is dead, if his health is below, then I do simulate physics and then I just apply that impulse. So whatever that impulse is going to be is just going to be here, and that's it. Yeah, you have. Oh well, I mean, you have the weapon that's used, which could be a rocket launcher, right? And then I can blow the barrel up, which also applies another impulse. But I guess those would be two separate events. Uh, I'm not using the damage types. I'm not using the regular damage system. Uh, yeah, the thing that I gotta do is actually fairly simple. When I create the status effect damage, I have to figure out what the impulse is going to be based on that. Which means I have weapons that hit the target directly that apply an impulse, and then I have explosions So I have to have that accounted for as well. And I guess explosions need to send you upwards. Uh, well, I mean, is it ever going to be simple when you have like 20 weapons and exploding barrels and like uh you know damage that can be applied like from the world, like environmental damage, like some weapons explode, some weapons are just, yeah, like every weapon needs to apply an impulse. Everything that does damage needs to apply an impulse. Needs to have a vector that I use to apply the impulse later on. It's all running over the same system. Well, I mean, that's the hit result right there. Hmm. Man. Yeah. Yeah, so basically I have to get rid of all this. Like all this stuff that I have here for like applying that impulse, and it has to be here. I have to figure out what that impulse is going to be and then just apply it. And then just put it within the status damage. So that would be the base damage status effect. Or the status effect here. And then if a character is healed, if I'm recovering armor, this all happens within this. And if it's a generic target, that also would have an impulse applied. So I have to put an impulse. Well, I mean, I have the hit result, but there's not always going to be a hit result. Sometimes a lot of the damage is done just through pure area of effect, yeah, area of effect. So yeah, all right. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to have a vector that I track and just continue to add to it as it's going through each of the steps, and then in the damage, I have that vector stored here, and then just use the vector from here to apply it right here, right after the character gets the physics set up. Ugh, what a mess. I'm not using the default damage system. So like all that generic like damage, all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not using any of the not. Oh wait, is this their no? What is their, yeah, damage? I know that they have like, oh, apply damage. Yeah, I'm not using any of this stuff. Also, I'm not seeing an impulse here. Oh, is it apply damage? Radial damage. Apply point. Hit from direction. Yeah, see, they have the same idea. Alright. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I have to have damage impulse, or a damage vector. I guess you could just, if I have more than one, I could just save them all. That's not too bad though. It's just, it's a little bit more convoluted, but honestly, Oh, you know what? I need the damage. I need the direction for damage anyway because I have to do the damage indicator, which is the next thing that happens down here. Right now I have like this really ghetto like damage indicator. Hmm. Yeah, a whole lot of small simple stuff complicates the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, it's really not that bad if you just plop down a character and you're not like doing a whole entire system for like having to worry about status effects like changing and the durations of things and like you have all these other systems that you have to like tunnel through. It's it's really easy to just apply damage. It's like you could do it in like 3 seconds, but I have to be like I have to tunnel through all these other systems. So it ends up being a little bit more complicated. So right now what I need is another vector. And this is going to be a vector and I guess a um, impulse direction. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a damage system that includes the ability to have like tons of different kinds of guns, and it's not like a simple thing. And also abilities too. Like I'm not always just gonna be doing you know guns for damage. You might you might have environment stuff. Like I have environment effects, like a whole thing for that. Like if you stand inside a fire, that deals damage. It just spawns a status effect. I could have an area of effect that heals you. I can have an area of effect that that recovers your armor. Like there's all kinds of other things going on. I'm not I'm not and also I have like shit that explodes. Like that's like a you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna apply it. Oh, it's so simple. There's a whole lot of shit going on, and they all happen at different points in the process. No, I'm just using a regular damage function. I'm not using an interface. I just make sure that I have the character set up. I haven't used interfaces in a little while, actually. They ended up overcomplicating things. Yeah, even more than this. Honestly, this isn't really that bad, though. Because the damage... Yeah, I just apply an impulse that's the damage impulse. Right? Like, this shouldn't actually be that bad. I just gotta make sure that whenever I apply damage, the only thing about this is that it's like, come on. Yeah. Yeah, add the impulse from the location. Oh, the hit result. And impulse direction and location. And yeah, I guess I'd have to have another one for impulse location. Hmm. I guess I have to have two different things to get passed into this. impulse direction, location. Yeah, because not everything's using the hit result. Not everything has a hit result. Unless everything did have a hit result, that would probably make things a little easier. Yeah, this ends up being kind of this ends up being kind of a impulse location. Or is it so this is the impulse direction and impulse location. Now I remember for a while I was messing around with doing the whatchamacallits, the if weapon damage plus weapon blast radius plus environment damage, healing radius damage total is greater than enemy life, then enemy life equals 0. Yeah, it's kind of like how it would be done if it was written out. I'm off for a bit. Good luck with making them fly. Might drop by later if the stream's still on. I'll probably be on this one because I'm racking my brain, but I think I got it figured out now because this makes the most sense. Because now I can have all kinds of shit like if at the exact same time, you know, like you are healed, I don't know. Like I can do all kinds of stuff now where I'm modifying the impulse direction based on like different factors of when damage is actually applied to the character. Yeah, why do I need an impulse? Why do I need a interface though? Because every character is derived from the same thing. There are no other characters other than the interactive. There's no other types of, yeah, they're all derived from the same thing. So there's no reason to use an interface. If I had lots and lots of different types of characters that were not derived from the same class, then an interface would make sense. But they're all derived from the same exact class, so there's no reason. The challenging part is how often you're going to calculate the total damage. The total damage is calculated right here. Right here. And that's it. So total damage only gets calculated once. But I might have a weapon that damages the player. I might have a rocket, an environment effect that damages the player. I might have, all kinds of like stuff like that. Let's say you want to make a destructible wall or some element for a boss fight, and you want it to be destructible. Yeah, that's the interactives. You would need to cast to both objects to apply damage. Yeah. Right now, I have two objects that take damage. There's interactives and characters. So I mean, I guess you can maybe justify having that, but like, if I end up starting to have like 3 or 4 characters, but this is two different things, and also too, if a boss spawns a wall, that wall is going to be a character. I'm not going to just make him like an interactive. The interactives are only used differently because I'm using them for secrets and stuff. But like, usually anything that a boss spawns will just be a character. Even if it looks like a wall, it'll be a character. Like, I can't think of too many times where I'm going to spawn anything that you have to deal damage to that isn't a character. The interactive stuff, the interactive class is literally just a one-off, like, side thing. Like, even if the boss is a giant dude, like, with moving arms, then it's 3 characters. And the arm is a character, left arm is a character, right arm is a character, and the head is a character. Like, and that'll be a completely unique system that runs that entire thing. Like, I'm not going to spawn more than characters. With an interface, you just call the event. It's also more performance. It's also more performance since you need to cast to the enemy class less, and it's cleaner to read and add new. Yeah, I mean, sure, but there's no other. I'm not doing anything with anything else. Like, there isn't going to be any other characters. There isn't going to be anything else that takes damage. Correct that. Every time a bullet collides with something destructible, you will need to calculate total damage and also calculate if anything nearby will be affected. Yeah. Like, the area, so like the rocket can hit a dude, and then the rocket has an area of effect. So I can't just use the hit result because the area of effect doesn't use the line traces. I know that because I know what I'm doing. That's the main thing. Like, I know exactly what I want to do. Like, unless something explodes in my face where I can't just have a character that looks like a piece of geometry, I'm like almost 100% sure I can totally do that. He just won't have AI. He'll have a different AI. Like, his AI will be to sit there and take damage. Like, I can't think of any situation where I need more functionality than that. I can't think of one. I can't think of. I can work within this framework perfectly. Like, but if what if you need? No, I don't. Like, everything is just characters. Everything that you kill and destroy. The only time that wasn't the case, and probably honestly, could be a strong argument that the interactives should have just been characters too. In all honesty, they could have probably just been derived. I only did them slightly differently, but you know what? Even in that case, like, maybe I shouldn't have even done that. The exploding barrels should have just been dudes. Yeah, I just did it. Like, I didn't want the barrel to have the same stuff. Like, exploding barrels and like breakable blocks. I just didn't want them to have all the same information. Yeah, I just didn't want the barrel, like the exploding blocks and stuff like that wouldn't really do anything. Why would making the exploding barrel a character that doesn't move or do anything and has like all of his shit shut off? I mean, it's wasteful. It's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I did, but yeah, it's basically what I'm doing is I'm faking the physics. Anyway, with that said, uh, this ends up making the most sense anyway. Like, even if I was using interfaces, I'd still have to do this. Interfaces are good if you have like lots of different characters, lots of different classes that you want to be able to talk to each other. But I don't. I seriously don't. This game does not have that many classes. Yeah. Well, it was just a one-off thing for the interactives, and those are for very specific. Like, I'll probably have a lot of different variations of interactives, but I wanted them to be a separate object, and uh, it works. Like, it didn't really justify having like the whole interface system set up just for those. No, the physics are going to be expensive regardless. Well, anyway, let's see. With this impulse right here, what was the impulse that I was applying? Character base, interactive. Yeah, what was I doing over here? So I was doing, yeah, actor location plus 5,000. All right, let's see. All right, my actor location plus 5,000, 5,000. So here we go. Yeah, I just need to. This is really not that bad. I just needed to come to the conclusion that this was the only way to do it. Like there was really no other way to do it. Whenever I'm doing anything that can deal damage, I also have to account for the vector, the impulse vector from like that I have to apply afterwards, and it's just going to be one impulse vector. It's not going to be stacking anything. It's not going to be. I might add them together or something like that if like two of them happen exactly the same time. But there's really no reason to do anything different. But but I do now actually have to like anytime anything that might deal damage is being done. So in the status effect for damage, I have to now account for the impulse directions. And I could probably do that with healing as well. But yeah, that got a little bit more complicated. But yeah, this should be fine. I do have the hit result though, but I guess I'm never really going to use it because I don't need to. Hmm. Because now I just have the weapons information, weapon used right there. But if yeah. It's not even that complicated. I just need to yeah, status effect base like anything that deals damage, anything that creates a status effect or a damage effect has to apply an impulse or it has to have an impulse that it can potentially apply. It just all has to happen right here. It's the simplest thing. All right, so okay, so you are do I need to have yeah, yeah, because I want to have the origin of the explosion and then the impulse direction. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. I should record this and then in 3 years show it to you when you struggle because of your systems. Uh, I don't know. Because the systems aren't really that crazy. And also, too, I'd probably end up doing this the same way. Just now I know. Like, I was trying to do things some other fucking hacky way. But in all honesty, if you have a status effect system, right, and that you're driving all of the different possible things and the status effect system deals damage, then even if I'm using interfaces, even if I'm doing all these other different systems, I'm still going to have to make sure that I have information on what the direction of the damage and how powerful the impulse needs to be for me to apply it after the character has had all of his damage calculations done. So there's no way around it. You have to do it this way. Like, I mean, there are probably other ways you can go about it, but if you have a status effect system, I can't really see not doing it this way. Well, I guess I'll see. Yeah, but why would I want to use their base system? Their base system, the last time I used it, ended up just being a big limitation because I couldn't add and remove stuff as I wanted. It just got in my way. And also, too, how is it different from what I'm doing right now? And also, too, hit result doesn't apply. Here we go again with the hit result. Hit result's not always being used. A lot of the damage is being done just pure area of effect. I'm not doing traces for every type of damage. Some types of damage will happen just because I select a character out of a list. Like there's going to be boss fights where I do damage to everybody who's just like in a list, and I won't even have an impulse direction. At that point, I'll just have to like pull an impulse direction out of my ass and be like, okay, away from the direction of the boss or something. Like, what if I want to have a gun that just selects a bunch of like random enemies in front of me and kills them? Hmm? Let's see. And you gotta be. These are all. Yeah, unspawn, expose, unspawn. Whoa, show 3D widget? Whoa, whoa, what is that? What is that? That's new. When true, allow the user to tweak the vector variable by using the 3D transform widget in the viewport. Usable when the variable is enabled. Whoa, weird. The game's not ready yet. Out of his ass. I didn't like their damage system. It doesn't do everything that I need it to do. Let's see. Also, too, like, I didn't even want to do the damage types. Like, why do I even want to use them? Oh, it might be, like, ballistics or... I don't know. Just, like, needlessly complicated things for no reason. Okay, so the status effect base. Now, anytime status effect is being called, I need to be thinking about the impulse direction. Oh, wait. So that complicates things a bit. In this particular case, the area of effect. Oh man. Watch me hit some other kind of limitation now. You're not offending me. I don't know. If I seem like I'm offended, it's not true. I'm not offended at all. I mean, if there was a strong enough argument for me to completely rework it, then I guess I'd probably have to just do that. But I don't know. I don't like it. Like even looking at it, the damage apply like point damage, apply radial damage. Like I don't know. This is like a ton of garbage. There's stuff. There's so many things like damage type class, like, and then there's like it's just a bunch of. I mean I end up redoing a lot of it, uh, a lot of the functionality that's already here, but nah, I don't know. I don't like it. It ended up just making things worse, and I'm doing something that's I'm probably reinventing the wheel, but it doesn't really do anything for me. And I did look at it. I am aware of it. Um, and if I was working with like a team, I wouldn't make decisions like that without like communicating with everybody first. But this is a solo project, so I don't communicate with people, which I guess not until now. But yeah, I'm not offended at all. Uh, Now the problem is that now that I have these, the impulse direction, the impulse location, and all that shit, I have to just be keeping that in mind. Like, all right, if yeah, the weapon used. I'm having to do a lot more stuff though. So now area of effect, and then the single target functionality, like all that kind of crazy shit. I'm having to do a lot more stuff now. But I don't have to use any of this anymore, and there's no more of that one delay. So now every time I fire my weapon at something, it should like send them flying into the air. So like, yeah. Oh shit! Hacky sack! Oh, alright, hold on. Yeah, alright. So the only complicated thing at this point, though, is just uh, fucking deciding, like, what the impulse location and vector and all that shit's gonna be for everything. You think it's like Gary's mod? Kind of, probably. Probably the code base like Gary's mod. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised. You are right about me making like a test level though. That'd probably be a good idea because I keep testing stupid random shit. I probably should just have a level because right now like I'm doing stuff that's just stupid. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna make a quick test level that's just a fucking like room or some shit because I'm like putting stuff in the actual game and then one day I'm gonna forget that I put it there and yeah, that's gonna cause problems. Let's see. Let me go to yeah, cause like in Hub. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Go into Hub. I place down a dev case, which is like right here. All right. All I need is a new level. Oh shit, what's this? VR basics? Fuck yeah. Is this one mesh? There's like a mesh just in here? Alright, alright, let me drop down a level start. Oh, where's the content browser? Alright. No, I need home point. Travel spawn. Actually, I don't even need that. I mean, technically I do, I guess. But, yeah, just spawn like this, but I don't have any stuff. Um, I do... Wait, what did I just do? Did I just save this level over my, Oh, okay. Test level. I hope I didn't just save the level over, my hub 01. Gonna have to roll back. Okay. Alright. Doesn't have a floor. Alright. Travel spawn. What was it again? It was like start. For the base one. There we go. Alright. And I'm pretty sure none of these have any effect, but they're still cool looking. All the more reason for me to delete them all. Player death loot location. I like this room. This is cool. Alright, let's see. Does this have nav mesh in it? No. Alright. Nav modifier volume? What the hell is the nav mesh volume? Yeah, what the fuck? How come nav didn't turn that up on the first try? Oh, Jesus, that's fucked up. Alright. This is just so I can test AI as I need to. And then, fuck, this is all just one mesh. But, I can rebuild this. There it is, nav mesh now. What else do I need it to have? Oh, man. walls. Well, let's put a cube. Big old cube. Right in the middle. Make it like 5 by... There he is. That way I can spawn facing this direction. And I will go to spawn points. Travel spawn. Spawning loot. This will be dev. You are a dev case. And I will lock your level to 3. Actually, I'll just leave it at 1. So that it's always viable. And new game plus not relevant. And alright, so that gives me all the weapons. And I guess I want an exploding barrel or 2 or 3 right here. Interactive spawn. Alright, I'll have 1 here. Maybe 2 of them, just for fucking good measure. Oh shit. Oops, what did I pick that up for? That's bad. Alright. Oh, you know what? I should have a home point here. So I can save my progress. I know that sounds a little strange, but it actually allows me to like just save. Like I'll grab certain things that I want to have like equipped whenever I'm playtesting. So I want to go to home point and have a yeah. If I don't have a home point in this area, even if it's just to like walk onto it or something. Alright, doesn't need any tags. What did it need to have? Player reference? Alright. Alright. In this particular case, I already have all my shit. The nice thing about this is that if I already have everything unlocked, I can just jump into any of the other levels. So anyway, alright, both barrels explode correctly. Let me drop in a couple of dudes. Alright, just for testing purposes, let me go into this. Pulse damage. Let's see. Actually, yeah, what am I doing? I don't need to worry about this. It's not letting me. Um, well, alright, I'll worry about that in a little bit. If I set these variables, because I'm setting a whole bunch of variables at the start right here. Promote. Yeah, this would be like location. I don't know, I'm probably. Hmm. Alright, with those like that, and I can take this away. Direction, location. Alright. Now I'm just testing to see if this is going to just pass through correctly. Okay, so location, direction. Alright. Let's see. Did I just put something else out somewhere? Okay. Alright, now it should still behave the same way. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, the redirectors thing is a big deal. Did I have redirectors? Did I do something with redirectors? Shit. I always like try to fix redirectors. Did I oh man, did I do something that caused them? I can't remember. Like creating a new map or something. I don't think there's any redirectors at the moment, but man, yeah, like I those things can cause major problems. If something happens to the redirector, oh, it can be like detrimental, like seriously. But all right, so this is now working. That's done right here. Honestly, this doesn't really seem so bad, but probably isn't ideal because I mean I have the hit results, but I'm not always using the hit results. Um, yeah, it kind of cancels out the need for the hit results, honestly. So in the case of interactive base and oh man, so because of this functionality, I'm going to have to go through all these extra steps. I have to create functions that determine. I have to create a function that determines the impact vector based on like all these different variables now, and the location and all that. Whenever I'm doing these regular things, so that means rocket launchers. Oh man. Yeah, shit. On top of that, the all right. So I think in this case right here, the barrel, direction, and location of the barrel. Now the only thing that should send the AI flying into the air is the exploding barrel. Okay. And that no longer does anything. So like, let's see. All right. But that's not always going to be the case. But I guess in this case, yeah, like if the barrel explodes, look, damage. I have the direction, and then I guess I get the vector is upwards and away from the barrel. And I guess this will always just be the case when the barrel explodes. So this works for the exploding barrel. Of course, I'll probably have different types of barrels, like a poison damage barrel or something like that that just puts an AoE down. But, yeah, shit, man. Hmm. Why has it got to be 5,000 or 50,000? Oh man. What is it like the character who's hit with the damage status damage right here. Right? Get actor location. I guess it would be directional vector. What is it? Directional. Get what was the way? I think it's because you're doing impulse at location, and I think. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Now I can't remember. What was it like? Vector. I need to get the like the direction. Get direction between 2 points. Yeah. So like from this to this, right? Get actor location. Right? Uh, so I have this direction. Am I able to just add this? So like just add. So if I break this, um, or can I just add that to the direction, impulse direction? Am I able to like just like add these two? Yeah, vector plus vector. Would this work? I think this works. If I add them together and that's my impulse direction for the exploding barrel. Yeah, there's still the problem though that the stand still, man. All right. Does it send him flying away? Damn it, come on. No, he's just like flying straight up into the air. I don't think it works that way. I'm doing something wrong. But that's the general idea, is to like get the directional vector. If I have the directional vector from this, oh. Oh, is that it? So add these together first. Is that? Vector plus vector. Oh. Wait, does that make sense? For some reason this doesn't seem right. Because I'm adding this. Oh, wait, maybe this just makes sense. And then I add it. Yeah. Derp. This looks better. There we go. See if I can get that to happen again. Oh god, why did I do that for? Stop doing that. Please see a fucking loot bubble and pick it up. He went straight up in the air. Okay. Let's see. The time he would go up in the air. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Seems like he's seems like he's not reacting correctly to the barrel explosion. Yeah, he just went straight up in the air. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder what I'm doing wrong. Good news is that this right here, I don't really need to look at character base for a little bit longer. But I am going to have to look at any place that I'm dealing damage, which is also area of effect. And this also has impulses. And this is also based on the, yeah. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on here for this one. I have to figure out a whole bunch of shit for the area of effect. I don't have to worry about it for interactive stuff, though. But I do need to worry about it for... I don't know, man. At this point, I'm like, okay, this actually is complicated because I'll have to like have a couple, like a function that is like, is the weapon's area effect larger than 1? If that's the case, then it's an explosion. Then I want to apply, then I want the impulse to have this to it. Huh. I'll end up doing a lot of like mathy stuff, but I think actually what I probably want to do for now is open up all of the weapons and rebalance them. That's something that I said I wanted to do. How long has this stream been going? Let's see. I think I almost have this, and I can get the other animations in place. This will be pretty straightforward. I think it's just, I have to figure out the math for like how I want to apply these things. And it's based on the, yeah, based on the damage. I mean, it's the potency right here is the variable that I want for the, that effect. And then, and this is for like weapon damage. Oh yeah, I think I do have actually world hurt trigger. And in here I apply damage as well, but this probably wouldn't have any impulses. But I would still want to input the location here. So these are all the places where damage actually occurs. Uh, Interactive for the exploding barrel. Area of effect, where um, I decide whether or not the area of effect is a single target or if it's just an AoE, a proper AoE, which is kind of like rolled into one. And then I have like hurt triggers where I apply damage. Um, which with this, the only thing I really want is to just put in the impulse location, and I don't really need an impulse direction. Probably not, but I probably could do that actually. And let's see. So that's it. These are the only places it all happens. And uh, this actually simplifies things a lot in some ways, but it's gonna end up making things more complicated. Damage area of effect. Alright. Well, maybe I'll leave that there for now. Just so I can look at it and point and laugh. um... Yeah. Alright, so impulse direction, impulse location. Oh shit, what the hell? Why did chat like not update until just now? It was like down. I think it's because you're doing impulse direction. Oh, it's 2 hour. You just mentioned 2 hour. For some reason the chat was like being silly. Yeah, like at this point it's probably more interesting to just go through each of the weapons because I know exactly what I need to do for the impulses. It's just a matter of like figuring out what I want the impulses to be whenever damage is applied, and that's pretty much it. Like Twitch. Yeah, I probably really do need to just go on Twitch. Hmm. All right. The only thing is that this doesn't seem to be working, and that bugs me. I don't know why. It's like the barrel. It wasn't. There's something really stupid going on here. Um. Okay, so from self, which is the exploding barrel, to the location of the actor, right, which should be a vector, and then I just take Z and apply 50,000 to it. That should make him like fly away from the barrel, right? Am I wrong here? Unless maybe this needs to be like from no. uh um unless unless maybe you know, I'm just going to try one more thing. What if What if I like double this vector or something? Does it? You know, I'm not even really sure if that's how that would work. But like, let's times it by 10. And there you go. Stop an imp. Oh, he flew away, but he didn't fly up. Wait, what? What? Oh, he only flew away. He only flew away because, yeah, he was already walking in that direction. I gotta get him to stop moving. No, he's just flying straight up in the air. I'm dumb. I don't get it. I'm doing shit wrong. That's not how that vector works. God damn it, I'm not gonna give up. No, he just flew. He just flew straight up. Alright, I think I should probably end the stream. Shit, went on for 2 hours. I was planning on doing a short one today. Fuck. The stuff I'm doing, man. The stuff I'm doing. I'll figure this out. Sword. Let's see. Yeah, I decreased this too much. So like, I tried actually making it so that the weapons, these are the only 3 melee weapons I'm keeping right now. So knife, broadaxe, sword, right? And they have dismantle items. They don't drop gun parts and stuff like that. And it's a lot of muzzle flash, impact sound, impact effect, sound move. Man, I am so like lacking in sounds. But none of these are real AoEs. Semi-long, fairly lightweight blade. Basically the way I calculate the base damage is I figure out what I want the DPS to be. So the time to TTK is a threshold. At 1.0 is a character at equal level. How quickly, like, how many seconds it would take to kill a character at equal level with no damage mitigation. So that's 1.0. Most weapons hover at around 2 seconds time to kill. Yeah, let's probably better to go like that. On that note though, before I end the stream, like I'll probably go through each of the weapons like tonight or something like that and just kind of tweak the damages and stuff like that. But this is something that's a little bit better to do if I do it earlier in the stream when everybody's there. But yeah, on that note, I apologize if I acted like I was being butthurt. I'm not really like that. and maybe I'm just not used to doing it in front of the camera. If I watched the stream and I was acting like I was being butthurt or like criticized or something like that, that's so fucking lame. I fucking hate that shit, and I don't want to be like that. So yeah, that's not cool. I hate it. I hate it when I see other devs do it, and if I just did it, then that sucks. Yeah, I'll keep that shit to a minimum. I will take criticism. Like I'm not that kind of person. But anyway, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the stream. And uh, yeah, I'll end the stream for today. I Most of it was just kind of like finagling around with figuring out how I wanted to go about doing the status damage system. But now I know how I want it to work, and it's actually not that bad, but it's going to require a lot of vector math, and I can't math, so there's that. There's that whole thing going on. Uh, so I'll see if I can get that figured out. But I do want to do like a whole pass on the weapon damages. For one, I feel like the auto rocket launcher is a pile of steaming crap. Actually, I feel like the rocket launchers, like these are weapons that should have like very few shots, but they should pack like a really nasty punch. Like you should break out the rocket launcher when you're fighting against stuff with lots and lots of hit points. Like there should be certain guns that are just like really amazing for like taking down the bigger stuff. And I want the rocket launchers to be like that. And the auto rocket launcher is like one of the worst guns in the game. And so like there'll be a lot of like changes on that. And the sniper rifles tend to have really a really low rate of fire. In other words, it takes a long time for them between shots, and they tend to have fairly low TTKs, which is unnecessary for a gun. That if it fires once every 2 seconds, it shouldn't be doing more than enough damage to kill a player of equal level. But so I have to kind of finagle with the how I wanted to be doing the damage variables. But 1.0 equals character with full health. So 1.5 is a character with full health and no armor will be getting like wrecked. You'll be getting like somebody will take like 1,000 damage. So there's all that kind of shit going on. Anyway, I'm gonna adjust this stuff tonight so that the weapons damages are redone. Yeah, and on that same note, like this is the last thing before I end the stream. There's weapons like the auto pistol, where it consumes ammo, and same thing as well with the lightning gun. It consumes ammo at an accelerated rate, but it doesn't really provide significant boosts in damage. Weapons that consume ammo very quickly should be among the highest damage weapons in the game. So, yeah, the TTK on the auto pistol is pathetic. This gun was horribly underpowered. Oh, that's pistol. Auto pistol is 1.4. Oh shit. I'm dumb. I had the wrong weapon selected. It's actually not as underpowered as I thought it was. I think it still needs to be a little bit better. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to go through these and rework stuff. Anyway, end of stream. And I'll see you Gunslinger on Discord.